This is Smallzy Surgery.
The internationally acclaimed psychic to the stars, Harry T.
I refer to myself as a psychic medium because I'm able to do both.
Oh, Harry T, welcome to the studio. You're live in the flesh.
I am. I'm alive and I'm live.
How are you? Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. Gosh, you know what? It's been a minute.
I don't know, when was the last time you were actually live in the studio? Please don't tell me it was pre-COVID,
It
right?
was pre-COVID. I actually am freaking out. It was pre-COVID.
I can't believe you, like, in the flesh. I forgot
I'm
what
in
you
the
look
flesh.
like.
Do you know what? I nearly forgot what I looked like too for a while. You know, when you lived in Melbourne going through COVID, you forgot.
Yeah. Well, hey, welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
You've got a brand new book out, everybody.
I do.
This book is incredible. Can I say I have been reading? Thank you for the shout out.
You are in there.
I think it's like chapter 4 or something like that. The shout out. It caught me by surprise. I'm reading and I'm like, oh, he's just spoken about me. The book is called Feet on the Ground, Fingertips in Heaven. It is literally, can I say, as someone who's known you for as many years as I have, reading this book is like speaking to you.
Do you know every single person says that? Even my dad says that.
Really?
That's how you know that's true.
Yeah.
So thank you for saying that as well.
Now, introduction by Natalie Imbruglia.
Yes.
Okay, name dropping. You got a forward there from the king that was Larry King,
Yeah.
the famous TV journalist.
Yes.
Sarah, Duchess of York. She also Harry T has a gift that is for sure. If I had quotes like that, I'd be putting them on my book as well.
Do you know what? I think it's nice for people to see that because they're familiar names to the audience, and they were all very gracious in offering some support to me.
That's very nice. The book is incredible. Talks basically, it's. I don't want to say it's like a how-to guide to be psychic, but it's a little bit of like how to tap into your own psychic intuitions, right?
Very much so. You know what? I can tell he's read the book.
Of course I've read the book. I don't. You know what? If I ever have an author on the show, I read the book.
Very good.
You're the first author I've ever had on the show.
But I'm a staple on the show, so I'm allowed.
No, it is. And you know what I thought was crazy was I did not know that you did your first reading as a psychic when you were like 12 years old.
I was 15.
At 15, whatever. Let's go with 12.
Same.
It was at your kitchen table in in the house that you grew up in.
And I got my dad to take my sisters out to go for a drive for like half an hour.
Yeah.
And it was a lady that I had met at a store that I worked at after school, like an after school job.
Yeah.
And she came over, she was my first client, and the rest is history.
Which is... So tell me, I've always wanted to know this because I think this is what is cool about the book is that... it sort of talks about the different types of psychicness. There's like the you'll know them. What is the
Clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance.
Okay, they're the 4, and they mean different things. Because
They do.
when a caller rings up, right, or people have had you on the show, what do you see? Do you see visions? Do you hear messages? Or do you sense a feeling?
It's sort of all of the above, but as you would know in the book, there's a quiz that sort of tells you how to work out what's your strongest one. Because to a degree, it's like our senses. We have all our senses, but sometimes we rely on one more than the other, or a couple more than the other. It's the same thing with our sixth sense. So primarily for me, I'm very clairvoyant. So I literally will see things in my head. Like I'll get visions, I'll get like mental images.
Okay.
And it's always been like that my whole life.
So like when people who would have heard you on the show over the years, caller rings up and then they say, hey, tell me about, I don't know, my dead uncle.
Right.
Do you see dead uncle?
Sometimes I can sort of make out what they look like. Other times I will hear messages from them. So that's when I'm almost like hearing what is like almost my own thoughts, but it's not. It's from them.
Yeah.
So it's almost like I'm hearing it as well. So it's a combination.
Because I did your quiz
on
the
what
4.
were you?
I was mostly the one where you feel it.
So you're, but that makes sense because you've got a heightened sense of empathy.
Are you saying I'm emotional?
You are a little bit.
Yeah.
He's emotional.
I'm a little emotional. Yeah, no,
I'm not so much.
No, because there was the quiz basically says, you know, like when you meet somebody, do you notice what they look like? Do you get inspired by their conversation? Do you walk away having a feeling about that person? And I was like, I normally feel things about people.
But you are very dialed into that. So you've got a good gut. It's a toned gut, but it's a good gut.
Yeah. It is he's not talking about my actual fat. He's talking about like my gut instinct.
Or the abs.
Yeah, all the
psychic abs.
Oh, psychic. They've gone for there's a winter coat going over the top of those. You know what I want to do? Like, obviously the phone lines are open, but the phones are going mental tonight for Billie Eilish tickets. But what I thought we could do is get people to call up because I want to hear. I thought, and tell me if you want to do this.
Yeah.
Hear about people's psychic experiences
Yes, I
that
love that.
they've had themselves.
Absolutely.
Maybe because as I said, the book does talk you through about listening to your own gut intuition.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought maybe we could get people to call up on the show and tell us moments where they maybe listened to their gut intuition and what played out from that.
I think that's fantastic.
Because I read a crazy quote. Also, too, Harry T's a little salty in his book too. I read something.
I am.
Yeah, you are. I read something on Instagram the other day. Was like, when you leave the house and you forget something, right? And you might leave your keys or your sunglasses or your phone, and you have to go back and get it. I read something on Instagram, and it resonated with me. That was like, that's the universe stopping you from being somewhere that you were going to be. So you had to double back. And that stops you from maybe being involved in a car accident, maybe getting to work and too early and seeing something you shouldn't have seen, or maybe, I don't know. I just saw that and I was like, oh, wow. Maybe if people can call up to the show tonight, 13 24 10, tell us if they've ever had a psychic, their own psychic moments.
And either listen to it or didn't. That would be interesting.
Oh.
Because sometimes when you don't listen to it, what happens?
Well, yeah, you talk about the gut, your gut instinct, right? When your gut says no, maybe that's a good one.
That's a good
When
one.
was your gut telling you no, don't do it?
And you didn't listen.
And you didn't do it.
You suffer the consequences.
Absolutely.
Let's
13
know.
24 10. Call the show. Your brand new book, by the way, is called Feet on the Ground, Fingertips in Heaven. Everyone needs to go get a copy of it. It's on Booktopia. Right now, the website, Feet on the Ground, Fingertips in Heaven. Basically, it's a how-to guide on how to be psychic.
Exactly.
Everyone who gets on the show tonight is going to get a copy of your book.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Let's say hello to Sharon. Welcome to the show. You had a psychic experience.
I did. I was heading home from work one day and I stopped at a red light and thought, oh my God, something's wrong with my sister. Oh shit, she's having a baby. And I flicked the indicator on, took off to her place, and she'd found out that they were expecting their first baby.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now, how did that come to you? Did you see?
I just had this overwhelming feeling and I was sitting in a red light and my whole body, I just could feel something was wrong with my baby sister, and off I went.
So Sharon, how you're saying you felt that and your body, you could feel it. That would mean that you are clairsentient. So obviously you're getting a copy of the book.
Yes, you are.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And when you read the book, you'll learn more about that. So trust your gut instinct. Clearly it works.
Because you do talk about that in the book a little bit. It's like to lean into trusting your gut and listen to it. Because we're sort of conditioned to ignore sometimes what our gut tells us because, you know what? No, that would be silly. I want to...
But it's like Sharon's example. She's at a traffic light and out of nowhere has this sense, I've got to see my sister. She's having a baby.
Yeah.
And turned around and was correct.
Erin, hello. Welcome to the show.
Hi.
Now tell us about the time you had a psychic experience. Did you follow it? Did you ignore it? Did it...
I've followed it whenever I get something, I feel like something's wrong, like I feel sick in my stomach, and I always follow my gut instinct because I just get uncomfortable if I know I'm going against it.
Okay.
But one night I was driving home from work and I'm like, something doesn't feel right, and I called my younger sister and she said, look, we're actually at the eldest half-sister's, her dad's passed away, and we knew that was going to be a massive thing in her life that was going to probably make or break her.
Yeah.
So we've immediately jumped and kind of gone running to her. But it was just this feeling like, nah, I need to check in. Something's wrong.
Wow.
You get this over. Tell me about, maybe Harry can explain this to me. You know when you call somebody or someone calls you and you're like, I was actually just about to call this person.
Yes.
And you have these moments where it's like, they were thinking about me at the same time I was thinking about them.
Yes.
Is that like a psychic
It's almost
connection
like
between two people?
telepathic communication because
Yeah.
you almost are joined by your mind and you can think of people at the same time. And, for example, this caller had that in a way of like, I need to be with my friend and console my friend.
Yeah.
And in a way, the friend it was sort of sending out those nerve endings subconsciously as well.
True.
Yeah, so
Lovely.
it's amazing.
Erin, I'm going to give you a copy of Harry T's new book. Enjoy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Enjoy it. You'll love it. Maria, hello to you.
Hello.
Good
evening.
Good evening. Tell us about your psychic experience.
So mine's a little bit different to the other callers. I used to do Tai Chi and meditation, and I had this one session, which was kind of impromptu, where I actually floated out of my body and I hit a ceiling, and the ceiling was the hospital room that I was being born in. And I watched my mum give birth to me and my dad standing next to her.
Are you serious?
I am absolutely serious. And then when I came, it was almost like I was beside myself. So I was next to myself, but I was not there. Does that make any sense?
Absolutely. You know what? Maria, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
You're
yeah.
getting a copy of the book, and you will see in the book there is a story I tell about an out-of-body experience when I actually did also leave my body, because the mind, body and spirit, although it's all connected, it's all separate. So what happened is your soul, in a way, did leave your body, but because the time and space collapses when that happens, the past, the present and the future all is one, like an onion. There's many
Okay.
layers to it.
Yeah.
So in many
Yeah.
ways, you went
Yeah.
backwards in time to witness an event out of your body. And then you sort of came back to this time, back in your body again.
It was absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
I literally will never, ever forget it.
Oh, amazing.
Did you wake up feeling, well, how did you feel when you came?
I came out of it and I felt beside myself. So even when I kind of came back to my reality,
Yeah.
or what is reality, I still felt like I was kind of vibrating next
Crazy.
to.
That
Yeah,
happened,
it was
obviously,
incredible.
to
Yeah,
open your
it was
awareness. I think you're going to love this book,
You're gonna love
definitely.
it. Copy
Oh,
coming
can't
your way,
wait. Thank
Maria.
you so
Copy
much.
coming your way. It's called Feet on the Ground, Fingertips in Heaven. All right,
you.
well, let's play a couple more songs. We'll come back. We'll wrap things up in just a second. All right, Harry T, resident psychic, is hanging out with us tonight. Now, your brand new book, Feet on the Ground, Fingertips in Heaven, on Booktopia. Also, your Instagram, by the way. People need to get around your Instagram, Harry T Official.
Exactly.
You can get the link to get the book in there. Oh, you also have the Energies of the Soul Oracle cards, which I have been smashing those recently. Can I just quickly say?
Oh, good.
Well, I use them because I just don't feel like I have any. Your Mercury's been in retrograde. I have no answers to any questions.
And I don't answer any of your calls.
No, so I just pick it up at a card, and you know what? What card? You know what? Can I tell you something juicy?
I'd love to
I
know.
got the scythe, the sword, the slasher card. I got one of those.
The sabotage one?
Yeah,
You've got that before.
I have.
Mate, what's
You know,
going on
I don't
there?
know. I don't know if is it me sabotaging or is someone sabotaging Smallsy?
Ooh, you need to pull a card about
I
that.
do.
Oh, here we go.
1 second. While I pull a card about who's sabotaging Smallsy, what does that mean?
Someone younger than you might be doing it.
Okay. Oh, see, and then this is my.
Oh, that's your psychic sense.
That's it. It means I know who it is, right?
Yep. We don't like them.
No, we don't like them.
Out you go.
But that's a good one. That's a good card too.
Sliding doors.
Now, Harry T Official on Instagram. You're going to be on the Today Show tomorrow morning.
I am at 8:40 in the morning on Channel 9.
8:40 tomorrow morning. They're going to get you to do some juicy politics, right?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's always juicy.
Yep.
But, look forward to being on.
This show, I don't do juicy politics. I mean, I want to, but I keep it all light and fluffy. So we're going to do the hot minute in a second.
Oh,
the
here
big
we go.
celeb stories of the day. Apparently, Britney Spears is broke. What do you get?
I think she is.
Shut up.
Yeah. I didn't think that until you asked that question. I think she is.
Apparently, there's a push to get her back into her conservatorship because she has spent through all of her money.
Yep, I think she's broke.
Are you?
Ooh.
And apparently, the Mexican gardener has taken it.
Do you know what? I do feel like some has slipped from beneath her that has an outside source.
Okay.
So I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know if it's that person,
No,
but I
could
do
not-
think someone has done that. But I also do think that as much as I love Britney, I do think that she, made some poor choices with her money, obviously, with
Yeah.
many things.
Yeah.
And I do think that it's gone.
You know what I think about Britney?
I feel sorry for her.
Yeah, I do, that true, yes. But she's so rich. Her house is so ugly.
Yeah, but sometimes people don't have taste. Just because you're rich and famous doesn't mean you have taste.
And on that note, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Harry T, everybody.
Smallsy Surgery.
Is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.